Welcome back to the Fire Grind. My name is Daniel, and on this channel, we talk about personal finance and stock market investing. And today, I have some breaking news for you guys, which is actually not so breaking because CloudMD came up with this news a couple days ago on September 28th. So let's jump right into it and I'll dissect it for you. So we're here on my laptop, and you can see that CloudMD acquires majority interest in an innovative US-based provider of cloud-based practice management and electronic health records with US $4.9 million in sales. Yes, 4.9 million in sales. So take that in, because if we go to CloudMD's earnings for the past quarter, we can see that for the quarter ended June 30th, 2020, they earned total revenue of $2.8 million. So if we stretch this out over a full year, that's roughly between $11 and $12 million per year. And 4.9 million USD per year in sales is 6.5 Canadian. So they've effectively increased their revenue by 50% when they acquire this company. And we can see this company is fairly large because they have a network of 200 clients, 800 physicians, and 5.5 million patient charts across over 35 states in the US. So we'll talk about this number 35 states in the US later on in the video because this is quite key. So let's go over the terms of the deal. CloudMD is to acquire 87.5% of Benchmark Systems, which is a proprietary cloud-based practice management, billing, and telehealth-enabled electronic health record provider powered by artificial intelligence. And if we go further on the article, we can see the terms of the deal being that CloudMD has agreed to pay shareholders an aggregate consideration of 4.4 million USD in cash. And we know that CloudMD actually raised a round of financing just recently, and they got $20 million. 4.4 million USD is roughly around 6 million Canadian, so they have $14 million left after this acquisition. And also, one more thing about this deal is that this deal is closing October 15th. So this first announcement is just announcing that they're going through the due diligence phase, but it's not set in stone yet. But if everything checks out on October 15th, that's when all the papers are signed and the agreement is set in stone. So watch out for that date if you're a CloudMD investor. Now let's go back to the top of the article and talk a bit more about this acquisition. So we can see that this will provide CloudMD with expansion, distribution, and optimization opportunities throughout the US in supporting a patient-centric model. So CloudMD, we already know that they acquired a chronic clinic a couple months ago, and now they acquired this company Benchmark Systems, which is essentially a SaaS play in the US. So this is a second US company that CloudMD has acquired, and by the end of this year, I think they're still going to acquire more with a $14 million in funding that they still have left over from the $20 million funding round. We can see that Benchmark is a profitable company based on their EBITDA sales. And, for CloudMD, they're not yet profitable. So this is actually a good acquisition for them because they're acquiring a company that is profitable. And ultimately, this is bringing CloudMD closer to profitability. And us as investors, when we invest in growth stocks, we want to look for companies that are going towards profitability. Because if a company cannot ultimately hit profitability, then it doesn't matter how much growth they have, they're always going to be losing money. So CloudMD, by acquiring this company, they're heading towards profitability in my opinion. Another thing about this company that they acquired, most of the revenue is actually recurring revenue. We can see that down here, approximately 80% of the revenue was SaaS-based recurring revenue. So 80% of $4.9 million is roughly $4 million in recurring revenue per year. And the last bullet point in this article is CloudMD will have access to leading global AI technical teams and software to further pursue the US market. So CloudMD, they will acquire all the SaaS assets of Benchmark Systems as well as some of the employees, I believe. But in addition to this, they will have a partner in this all because the remaining 12.5% is owned by AntWorks. And if we see down here, AntWorks is a global leader in artificial intelligence and intelligent automation, creating new possibilities with data through digitization, automation, and enterprise intelligence. So AntWorks, as a minority holder of Benchmark, will continue to work with CloudMD, providing expertise in global hyper-automation and AI, and provide access to cutting-edge AI technologies. So CloudMD doesn't really have the expertise in AI, so they're going to be leveraging AntWorks. And AntWorks doesn't have any sort of expertise in telehealth, so they're going to be leveraging CloudMD. But CloudMD has an 87.5% stake in this company, so they're really going to be relying on AntWorks to pull through on the AI side. But the fact that AmWorks has not sold out its position to CloudMD shows me that AmWorks does believe in telemedicine and thinks that CloudMD and Benchmark Systems are the people that could take telemedicine to new heights. Earlier, I talked about how Benchmark Systems was in over 35 states. And you might be asking in your head, why is this important? And let me tell you why. The fact that Benchmark Systems is operating in over 35 states means that their software is already regulatory approved in these 35 states. And for CloudMD acquiring Benchmark Systems, this allows CloudMD to operate in these 35 states as well. And for CloudMD to modify their system to comply with these 35 states' regulations, that is quite a bit of an undertaking. And CloudMD, by acquiring Benchmark Systems, gets that instantly. So they don't have to wait 6 months or 12 months or even 18 months of development time to be able to reach these 35 states. Instead, they just acquired Benchmark Systems and can go right ahead and operate in these 35 states right away. The fact that CloudMD is only paying $4.4 million for an 87% stake in this company is quite a steal, seeing that the company is already generating $4.9 million in revenue every year. And for a company like Benchmark Systems in the SaaS space, they're probably increasing their revenues quite rapidly year over year with the expansion of telehealth and EMRs. Now that we've talked about the acquisition, here's my price targets for CloudMD. For me personally, I plan to add more CloudMD if it drops back down to $1.75. And that's because I already have a significant position in both my Wealthsimple trade as well as my Questrade account. If I didn't have a position in CloudMD, what I would personally do today is probably open up a small position at the $2 mark, which are trading at right now. And we saw that with this announcement of the acquisition of Benchmark Systems, their stock actually popped from $2.09 to $2.19 from the day ending on September 25th to the opening on September 28th. So this shows that investors really like this news, but I think just with overall market sentiment and the fact that CloudMD has been pretty hot, other investors decided to cash out of their positions, and CloudMD stock ultimately dropped back down to the $2 level. I think by Christmas time, if they announce some more acquisitions, we could see the stock trading at anywhere between $2.50 and $3. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like down below, as well as if you're new here, click that subscribe and the notification bell, and keep up the grind and have a great day.